Update: new rumors suggest Apple might include a fast charger with the iPhone 11, but elsewhere we're hearing that the company may not bundle a headphone adapter with it. Apple's iPhone 11, whether it's called the iPhone 11 or iPhone X2, could launch as September, meaning we may already be halfway to the official release date. The timing for the new iPhone 2018 shouldn't surprise anyone. Apple's smartphone-focused keynotes routinely take place in early September. That's news for no one. We also have another two telltale signs that we're reaching an iPhone X sequel. The product red iPhone 8 and iOS 11.3 just launched, signaling the midlife cycle for both Apple's phone hardware and software. When will the iPhone X2 launch? What new features will it have? And will it still have a notch? Let's investigate what we expect from Apple in 2018. Cut to the chase. What is it? Apple's next flagship phone, is it out? Probably around September 2018. What will it cost? Likely the same price as last year's new iPhone. There aren't any release date rumors. But Apple tends to stick to a schedule with its phone launches, which means we'll probably see the iPhone 11 in September 2018. More specifically, based on past launches, it will probably be announced 1 or 2 weeks into September. Apple's phones usually then arrive in stores a couple of weeks later, so late September is probably when you'll be able to buy the iPhone X2, while the iPhone X took longer to reach shop shelves. That was rumored to be down to delays in producing components, so unless Apple wishes to artificially hold back the new X, possibly to create demand, chances are the iPhone 11 will appear in September 2018. Indeed, it's rumored that Apple might begin trial production of the iPhone 11 in the second quarter of 2018, which is earlier than usual and said to be precisely to prevent delays. We don't know what the price will be yet, but it's a safe bet that the iPhone 11 will cost a lot. The iPhone X starts at $999 per £999 per $1,579, and there's every chance that the iPhone 11 will be just as much. However, according to one source, Apple is planning on releasing a phone with many of the iPhone X's features at a lower price, alongside a premium model. Whether this cheaper handset will be the iPhone X2, the iPhone 9 or something else is unknown though. We've also heard that Apple has managed to reduce the cost of some components by 10%, a saving which might be passed on to buyers. Plus, there's analyst talk that Apple could further lower the cost by not bundling a headphone adapter with the phone, though this could actually add to the cost for anyone who then needs to buy one separately. iPhone 11 news and rumors: there might be not one iPhone 11 but two, with several rumors suggesting that Apple has a pair of OLED screen phones in the works. We first heard about them back before even the iPhone X had launched, with the earliest rumors saying that one would be 5.85 inches and the other 6.46 inches, sizes that have since been echoed. More recently, noted analyst Ming-Chi Kuo has said similar, claiming that there will be two OLED iPhones with stainless steel frames this year. He added that Apple probably won't put a version of the TrueDepth camera used for Face ID and Animoji on the back of the phone. Separately, he's also said that the iPhone 11 might support faster mobile data speeds and come with a dual SIM card slot. You might get a choice of screen sizes with the iPhone X2. Even more recently, we've heard another similar screen rumor, with a source saying that Apple will launch OLED phones in 5.8 and 6.3-inch sizes, along with a third 6.1-inch phone which will have an LCD screen and a metal back rather than glass. None of the phones are named, but the LCD shod handset will presumably be cheaper and likely follow the design of the iPhone 8, and Ming-Chi Kuo has since come back with additional details on these phones, claiming that the iPhone 11 will come in 5.8 and 6.5-inch sizes, so there's not total agreement on the size just yet. Apple could launch these three phones this year. Credit KGI Research, Mac Rumors. He added that the 6.5-inch handset will have a pixel density of 480 to 500 pixels per inch (ppi), while the 5.8-inch one will apparently be 458 pixels per inch. Both phones will apparently have dual-lens cameras, stainless steel frames and 4 GB of RAM, and are said to land alongside a cheaper 6.1-inch handset, which might be the iPhone 9. Kuo also claims the 5.8-inch model may have a roughly 10% larger battery than the iPhone X, while the 6.5-inch model might have a battery of around 3,400 mAh, which would be roughly a 25% size increase. And he said separately that Apple will probably exclusively use Intel modems for 2018's models, rather than splitting the order between Intel and Qualcomm. Not only might the battery get bigger though, but it might also charge faster, as a separate source claims Apple might pack a fast charger in the box, rather than requiring you to buy one separately. Beyond all that, we can assume that the design of the iPhone X2 will probably be similar to that of the iPhone X, since Apple doesn't redesign its phones every year. Indeed, the picture below supposedly shows the screen of the larger model, which looks similar to the style of the iPhone X. This might be a display panel for the largest iPhone 11 model. Credit, MacX.SNIT, as also sure to have Face ID, a new chipset possibly called the A12 but with a new name to follow the A10 Fusion and A11 Bionic, and a dual-lens rear camera, though likely one that's improved in some way. What we want to see. While we don't yet know much about the iPhone 11, we have a good idea of what we want from it, and the following things top our list. Point 1. A lower price. Arguably the biggest problem with the iPhone X is simply that it costs so very much. It's an ambitious, forward-thinking handset packed full of high-end tech, so it was always going to be expensive, but it would be great if Apple could lower the price at least a little for the iPhone 11. However, let's be realistic, it's not going to happen. Many of the components will likely be similar, and it's possible that the cost of producing them will have dropped by then, but the upgrades to certain elements will mean, at best, price parity to 2017's phone can be achieved. Point 2. An improved camera. The iPhone X has a very good camera, but it could always be better. The iPhone X has a great camera, but we didn't find it to deliver the most jaw-dropping snaps, so there are ways in which it could definitely be improved. Low light performance. While an upgrade on past iPhones isn't perfect, so we'd like to see that further improved for the iPhone 11. Brighter HDR shots would be appreciated too, and how about a Pro mode for people who want more control over their camera? 3. No notch. While the almost bezel-free screen on the iPhone X impresses, we can't imagine there are too many fans of the notch, so for the iPhone X2 we'd like to see Apple get rid of it and have a truly all-screen front. That may not be possible, especially with the fancy TrueDepth camera that needs to be included, but if Apple could manage it, then the iPhone 11 would almost perfect what's already a very good design. Point 4. No camera bump. The iPhone X would look slightly better if the camera didn't stick out. One other tweak to the design that we'd like to see is a rear camera that sits flush with the back of the handset. Given how thin the iPhone X is, it's no surprise that Apple didn't manage it on the current model, and we wouldn't hold our breath for it on the iPhone 11 either, but it would slightly improve the aesthetics of the phone, as well as making it easier to use when on a desk. Point 5. In-screen touch. Given that Apple has gone all in with Face ID on the iPhone X and ditched Touch ID, this is probably a long shot, but there are those who prefer a fingerprint scanner, and having one built into the screen would be ideal. Rumors of such a feature have surrounded both Apple and Samsung handsets for a while now, although it actually looks like Vivo will be first to market. But that's no bad thing. It gives Apple time to polish the tech, and the company has always seemed more interested in being the best than the first. Again though, the company is probably going to focus on improving Face ID instead, which is easier to use than Touch ID anyway. Point 6. 2. Screen size. His own size doesn't fit all, so with the iPhone 11 hopefully it won't have to. Although 3 different size iPhone handsets were released in 2017, the iPhone X only landed in one size, so if you wanted all Apple's latest technology you had to be alright with a 5.8-inch screen. For the iPhone 11, we want some choice. Fortunately, early rumors suggest that's exactly what we'll get, with talk of 2 OLED handsets being developed in different sizes. So far it sounds like Apple will be going bigger with one of them, rather than smaller, so fans of the iPhone 8 might still be out of luck, but if you want a truly powerful Apple phablet, then 2018 could be your year. Point 7. Dual front-facing speakers. The iPhone X already has stereo speakers, but one of them fires downwards, whereas for the iPhone X2 we want them both to face forward so the sound comes towards you when watching videos and playing games. If Apple can also improve the speaker quality, then all the better. The iPhone X already impresses in that regard, but the Razer phone has shown that more is possible. We're also expecting an iPad Pro 3 in the coming months.